Have you ever had that moment? The English words are right there, swimming in your head, but actually getting them out feels, I don't know, almost impossible, like wading through treacle.
Oh, absolutely. That hesitation, that kind of nervousness, maybe even just feeling plain shy about speaking English out loud. It's really, really common.
So common. And that's what we're diving into today. We want to understand that shyness, figure out where it comes from.
And crucially, find some practical ways to push past it. We've been looking through various reflections, personal stories, and some solid advice on building that confidence.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is to pull out the really useful, encouraging bits, the insights that can help you, listening right now, start speaking English with, well, just a bit more confidence.
Okay, so let's get into it. Why does this hesitation even happen? What are the main reasons people feel shy about speaking English?
Well, one big one that comes up again and again is just the plain fear of making mistakes.
Right.
It's like there's a little critic sitting on your shoulder, ready to pounce on every grammar slip or slightly off pronunciation.
That internal editor, yeah. It can be paralyzing. And it connects directly to worrying about what other people think, doesn't it?
Totally. Will they judge me?
Yeah.
Laugh at my accent? Maybe not understand me at all? That fear of being, negatively evaluated is huge.
It really is. And then there's the comparison trap.
Oh, yeah. Looking at fluent speakers, maybe on TV or, colleagues, and thinking, I'll never sound like that.
Exactly. That gap feels enormous. Plus, sometimes it's simply down to not having enough chances to practice in a low-pressure way. You don't practice, you don't build self-assurance. It's kind of a cycle.
But here's the counterpoint that kept coming up in what we looked at. Mistakes are not just okay, they're actually essential. They're part of how you learn any skill, language included.
Spot on. Think about learning to ride a bike. Did anyone do it perfectly the first time? No way. You wobble, you maybe fall off.
You scrape your knees a bit.
Right. And that's how you learn balance and control. It's the same with language. Every single person you hear speaking English confidently now, they made tons of mistakes along the way.
That's a really helpful frame. So, okay, if we accept mistakes are part of the deal, what are some actual practical things people can do to start speaking more, to build that confidence muscle?
Well, one really good piece of advice is to start simple. Like, really simple.
Not trying to sound like Shakespeare on day one.
Exactly. Don't pressure yourself to use complex grammar or fancy vocabulary immediately. Short, basic sentences are your friend. They build momentum and make it feel less daunting.
Okay, makes sense. Lower the barrier to entry.
Precisely. And linked to that is just daily practice. Not studying grammar rules in a book necessarily, but actively speaking.
Right. And one suggestion I found really interesting was talking to yourself.
Yeah. That sounds a bit odd, maybe.
A little, but I can see how it would work.
It does. Speak out loud at home. Describe what you're doing. Maybe narrate your day. Talk to the mirror even. There's zero pressure, and it gets your mouth used to forming English sounds and your brain thinking in English.
Okay, I like that. Low stakes practice. What else?
Taking it a step further, recording yourself speaking.
Ooh, that one makes people cringe sometimes, myself included. Hearing your own voice.
It can be a bit jarring, definitely, but the insight you get is gold. You can listen back more objectively, notice pronunciation habits, maybe where you hesitate.
And crucially, you can hear your progress over time. Like, listen to a recording from month 1 versus month 3.
Exactly. It's tangible proof you're improving. Another huge factor is finding the right environment to practice with others.
Like a language exchange partner. Or maybe a conversation group.
Yeah, or even just supportive friends or colleagues. Somewhere you feel safe, where you know it's okay to stumble, where people are encouraging, not judging.
That psychological safety seems key. It lets you experiment.
Totally. And then sort of overarching all these practical tips is the mindset piece.
Ah, yes. Shifting the focus.
Right. Instead of dwelling on the fear, what if I mess up? Focus on the opportunity. What can I learn? How can I connect?
It's about speaking not as a test, but as practice. And being kind to yourself in that practice.
Yes. Self-compassion is so important. Learning is messy. Some days feel great. Others feel like you've forgotten everything. That's normal.
Okay, so be patient. Got it. What about using English media? Movies, podcasts like this one.
Definitely. Engage with authentic English content, but make it active engagement.
Meaning?
Don't just have it on in the background. Really listen. Pay attention to the rhythm, the intonation, how sentences are structured, and then try imitating it.
Ah, shadowing, where you try to speak along with the speaker.
Exactly. It feels a bit strange at first, maybe, but it's fantastic for tuning your ear and improving your pronunciation and natural flow.
Okay, one more technique that came up was using positive affirmations.
Right, consciously telling yourself positive things?
Like actually saying out loud, I am learning English, I'm becoming more confident, it's okay to make mistakes, that kind of thing.
Precisely that. It might feel a little cheesy to some, but consistently reinforcing that positive self-talk can genuinely help build belief over time. It's like training your brain to be your own cheerleader.
Okay, so those are some really concrete strategies. Now, let's zoom out a bit. Why does improving spoken English actually matter so much in the bigger picture?
Well, the sources we looked at all pointed to the simple fact that English is, like it or not, a global language. It's everywhere.
Education, work, travel?
The internet, obviously. It's hard to avoid.
So, on a personal level, what are the benefits?
Huge access to information, for one. So much knowledge, so many resources are primarily in English. Think about websites, books, research.
Sure. And connecting with people.
Massively expanded opportunities. You can connect with people from literally all over the world, understand different cultures, broaden your horizons. And as we've been saying, that growing ability to communicate just boosts your overall self-confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then professionally or socially?
The impact can be really significant. Better job prospects, often. The ability to network with a wider range of people.
Yeah, opening doors that might otherwise be closed.
For sure. If you're thinking about career growth or maybe expanding a business internationally, English skills often become less of a nice to have and more of a necessity.
So it's really more than just learning grammar rules and vocabulary.
Much more. It's a tool, a powerful tool for personal growth, for professional advancement, for navigating our interconnected world.
Okay, so the main takeaway here, if you're listening and feeling that hesitation about speaking English,
is that you absolutely can build that confidence. You can overcome the shyness. You're definitely not alone in feeling this way.
Yeah, it's a shared experience.
Right.
And the key seems to be embracing the learning process.
Including the mistakes. Remember, they aren't roadblocks. They're signposts showing you where to focus next. They mean you're trying, you're learning.
So start small. Practice consistently, even if it's just talking to your reflection.
Find people or places where you feel comfortable practicing. And please, be patient with yourself. Be kind.
Every single time you try to speak, even if it's just one sentence, you're taking a step forward. You're building that pathway in your brain.
So take that step, whether it's the first one or the next one. Do it with a little bit of courage. Keep practicing, notice your progress, and know that speaking English more confidently opens up so many possibilities for your future.